The Pride Lands, a paradise where the circle of life moves in perfect harmony, ruled by the noble King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi. Today is no ordinary day. The entire kingdom has gathered at the base of Pride Rock for a historic event, the presentation of the newborn prince, Simba. The wise shaman, Rafiki, blesses the young cub and lifts him high above the crowd. The animals roar in celebration, welcoming their future king. But far from the celebration, in the shadows of the caverns, a dark plot is brewing. Scar, Mufasa's bitter brother, refuses to attend the ceremony. Consumed by jealousy, he watches the kingdom slip through his claws. When Zazu, the king's royal advisor, confronts him, Scar flashes his fangs. Mufasa arrives just in time to stop him. The tension between the two brothers is suffocating. Scar openly defies the king before slinking into the darkness, leaving a chilling promise of revenge. As Simba grows, Mufasa teaches him the heavy burdens of being a true ruler. He explains that everything the light touches is their kingdom, but warns him never to step foot beyond the northern border, into the shadows. But Scar is watching. He spots an opportunity to eliminate the young prince. Playing on Simba's desperate desire to prove his bravery, Scar accidentally leaks a secret. The Forbidden Dark Territory is actually an elephant graveyard, a place only the bravest lions dare to explore. Hooked by the thrill of danger, Simba recruits his best friend, Nala. They trick Zazu and make a run for the Forbidden Zone. What they find is a nightmare. The graveyard is eerie, bone-chilled, and crawling with a brutal pack of hyenas led by the ruthless Shensi. The hyenas surround the terrified cubs, ready to tear them apart. Zazu tries to intervene, but is easily brushed aside. Just as the hyenas close in for the kill, a thunderous roar shakes the entire valley. It's Mufasa. The king tears through the pack with unmatched fury, scattering the hyenas like dust. Simba is saved, but the disappointment on Mufasa's face hurts more than any wound. That night, under a sky full of stars, Mufasa delivers a haunting lesson. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars, and I will always be there for you. Scar's first plan failed, so he doubles down on madness. He cuts a deal with the desperate, starving hyenas. The promise? Follow him, kill the king, and they will never go hungry again. The trap is set in a massive canyon. Scar lures Simba into the gorge under the pretense of a surprise gift from his father. Suddenly, the ground begins to vibrate. A massive stampede of thousands of wildebeests, panicked by the hyenas, storms down the cliffs directly towards Simba. Scar rushes to Mufasa, pretending to be panicked. Stampede. Simba is down there. Without a second thought, Mufasa dives into the chaotic sea of dust and hooves. He fights through the stampede, grabs Simba, and manages to place him safely on a high ledge. But as Mufasa tries to climb up the crumbling rock wall, he slips. He looks up and sees his brother. Scar, brother, help me, Mufasa begs. Scar smiles a cold, psychopathic smile. He digs his claws deep into Mufasa's paws, leans in, and whispers, "Long live the king." With a brutal push, Scar throws Mufasa into the stampede below. Simba watches in absolute horror as his father falls to his death. In the aftermath, amidst the dust and silence, Simba finds his father's lifeless body. Scar approaches the grieving cub, twisting the knife of guilt. The king is dead. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be alive. What will your mother say? Terrified and broken, Simba listens to his uncle's final command. Run away, Simba. Run away and never return. Scar unleashes the hyenas to finish him off, but Simba narrowly escapes. Simba collapses in the burning desert, left for dead. But fate has other plans. He is rescued by an unlikely duo, Timon, a fast-talking meerkat, and Pumbaa, a carefree warthog. They introduce him to a bizarre but peaceful philosophy, Hakuna Matata, no worries for the rest of your days. To survive, Simba sheds his royal identity, stops eating meat, adopts a diet of bugs, and grows into a massive, powerful adult lion, completely detached from his past. Meanwhile, back in the Pride Lands, Scar's reign has destroyed everything. The land is completely dried up, the herds have fled, and a devastating famine threatens the Pride. Nala, now a fierce huntress, refuses to watch her family die. She escapes the guard of the hyenas to search for help. Days later, deep in the jungle, she attacks a warthog for food, only for a massive lion to jump in and defend it. It's a brutal clash of claws and teeth until the lion flips her over, a move Simba recognizes instantly. "Nala," he whispers. The reunion is joyful, but it quickly turns into a fierce argument. Nala begs the rightful king to return and save his people. But Simba, still haunted by the guilt of his father's death, refuses. That night, confused and angry, Simba meets the eccentric Rafiki. The shaman leads him to a mystical pool of water. "Look closer," Rafiki says. Simba looks at his reflection, and it transforms. A booming voice echoes from the heavens. It's Mufasa's spirit. "You have forgotten who you are, and so you have forgotten me," the spirit roars. "Remember who you are? You are the one true king." The illusion vanishes, leaving Simba with a burning realization. The past hurts, but you can either run from it or learn from it. Simba makes his choice. He is going home. Simba arrives at the wasteland that was once his home, joined by Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa. They execute a dangerous plan. Timon and Pumbaa act as live bait to distract the hyenas, allowing Simba to slip past the defense lines. At the summit, Scar is brutally attacking Simba's mother, Sarabi. Simba leaps from the shadows, stepping between them. Scar is terrified, thinking he's seeing a ghost. "Mufasa? No, you're dead," Scar gasps. "No, uncle. I'm Simba," the prince declares. Cornered, Scar resorts to psychological warfare. He backs Simba up to the edge of Pride Rock, where a raging wildfire has sparked below. With Simba dangling off the cliff, looking exactly like Mufasa did years ago, Scar can't resist gloating. He pins Simba down and whispers the truth. "I have a little secret. I killed Mufasa." That confession changes everything. Rage fuels Simba's muscles. He leaps up, pins Scar to the ground, and forces him to confess his crime loud enough for the entire Pride to hear. A massive, bloody war erupts. The lionesses clash with the hyenas in a sea of fire and rain. Simba corners Scar at the very top of the burning peak. Scar begs for mercy, throwing his loyal hyenas under the bus, calling them the real enemy. Simba echoes his uncle's past words, "Run away, Scar. Run away and never return." But Scar chooses to betray, one last time, blinding Simba with hot ashes and attacking. They engage in a brutal, claw-to-claw fight. With a final, desperate effort, Simba uses Scar's momentum to throw him over the cliff. Scar survives the fall, but he lands directly into a circle of his loyal hyenas. Having heard him betray them just moments before, the starving hyenas close in. Scar's screams vanish into the flames. The rain falls, washing away the blood and fire. Simba climbs to the peak of Pride Rock, lets out a triumphant roar that echoes across the recovering kingdom, and takes his rightful place as the Lion King. Years pass, and Pride Rock flourishes once more under King Simba and Queen Nala. To prepare their young daughter, Kiara, for the future, the wise Rafiki decides to share a deeply hidden secret. The origin story of the grandfather she never knew, Mufasa, and the uncle who became a monster. Long before he was a king, Mufasa was just a lost, orphaned cub, swept away from his family by a devastating flash flood. He was an outsider with no name and no future. That was until he crossed paths with a young prince named Taka, the cub who would later be known as Scar. Taka was the son of the reigning king, Obesai. Obesai was a ruthless ruler who absolutely hated outsiders and strictly forbade his family from interacting with strangers. But Taka was lonely. He saw something special in the lost cub. When a massive crocodile attacked Mufasa, Taka didn't hesitate. He fought off the beast, saved Mufasa's life, and snuck him back to the Pride. To convince King Obesai to let the orphans stay, Taka secretly agreed to lose a racing competition against Mufasa. Mufasa won the race using his natural agility, earning the pride's respect, and from that day on, the two cubs became inseparable brothers, protecting each other's backs. But darkness was approaching. A ruthless faction of massive white lions, led by a vicious warlord named Treacherous, attacked the kingdom. Treacherous was on a bloody campaign to conquer every territory in the wild, seeking vengeance for his own fallen son. During a brutal ambush, Mufasa's dormant warrior spirit awakened. He fought with unmatched ferocity, saving Taka's mother from the invaders and turning the tide of the battle. As King Obesai fell in battle, he left a heavy mandate. Mufasa and Taka had to survive to keep the lineage alive. During their dangerous escape through treacherous waterfalls, they crossed paths with a young, brave lioness named Sarabi and her aerial guide, Zazu. Together, they navigated the war-torn lands. But the trauma of losing his kingdom, coupled with the pride's growing admiration for Mufasa's natural leadership and bravery, began to poison Taka's mind. The seeds of jealousy were planted deep within his soul. The loving brother, Taka, slowly died, and the bitter, treacherous villain, Scar, was born. Rafiki finishes the tale, leaving Kiera with a powerful truth. True royalty isn't just about the blood in your veins. It's about the choices you make when the world falls into chaos.